Alright, they're telling me I'm live. Hello everybody. Happy Tuesday to you all. Hope you have a good morning or a good time of day, whatever it is for you so far. And yeah, I'm back with another run. Hope you all enjoyed that Final Fantasy VIII run. That was a great one to watch. And yeah, it's time for some Super Adventure Island. Once again, Janglestorm. And yeah, this is a run that I've been... Well, I haven't been grinding it recently, but some time ago. It's always a fun run to do, really. It's one of the few SNES Super Adventure or SNES Adventure Island titles. So yeah, let's just Taco Tuesday. There we go. Yeah, for something completely different. Yeah, this is gonna be very different in every single way, really. Let's just go into it and talk some more as we go into this. So time is starting as soon as I gain control of Higgins. That's as soon as he lands on the ground here. He's falling from the sky. He has to save Tina, but that's how we start. So yeah, there we go. Like I said, this is the first of the two SNES Adventure Island titles. This is very close to the first NES Adventure Island in terms of gameplay, as in it's really stripped down, fairly simple. You grab weapons, you move around, you try to not die. Everything is a one-hit kill, basically. So yeah, there's that. There's also fruit you can collect in order to fill up your time bar, which you see in the top left corner. It's not your health bar, as you may have expected otherwise, but yeah. So for the speedrun, we try to collect as few fruit as possible, or we try to keep the time bar as low as possible in order to minimize the amount of points that we get at the end. And also, we've got a lot of really awesome music, as you may have already heard. You wouldn't necessarily expect it from an Adventure Island game, but yeah, this is a great soundtrack with music from Yuzo Koshiro, the one and only. It kind of sounds very Streets of Rage-like in a sense, which came out around the same time, really. This was from 1992. And yeah, so what I'm doing here is I'm grabbing these weapons, and after I grab 4 of a certain weapon, I get a powered up weapon, which is the one that I hope to keep throughout. You see it flashing up and everything. It's stronger, so you just can take every single enemy out with like one hit, and bosses are killed way quicker as well, so that's what you want to see there. Thanks for the good luck, by the way. So yeah, it starts off relatively straightforward, I guess. Although in 1-3 there's already a few things coming up. These candles. So the thing is, if you jump over these candles, they actually start well, lighting up, I guess. And they make this huge flame, which is really hard to jump over. So it's advised not to do that, perhaps. And yeah, you get these moving platforms. That's the one way to really speed yourself up, really, because your walking speed is always the same anyway. And this is the first kind of challenging thing, because you got these blobs, and there's this climb as well. So I'm trying to throw in a certain rhythm in order to take out all of these blobs and make my way through safely. So that was pretty good. And the funny thing is, I was practicing this leading up to this run, and there were definitely some times where it didn't go as well, believe me. Okay, now for this boss fight. So let's see if we can do this. Okay, that was nice. So what you can do there with the fully powered up weapon is you can do this in 2 cycles. Normally, if you miss one of the hits, it does tend to take a little bit longer, so I try to do 4 hits per cycle, 4 hits per jump, basically. So there's a bit of timing involved there, but it is possible for sure. All right, now for some relaxing stuff here. We're on the beach. We got some penguins on the beach. They're walking, and they sometimes do this E-Honda kind of move where they head towards you. So you still gotta watch out for that, I guess. And some really good music to go with this as well. So this is one of the levels where I will wind up with a full time bar regardless, so I don't have to worry about picking up or not picking up certain fruits, because it will be full anyway. Yeah, it was a nice fast kill. It's always satisfying to get that, I must say. Like, I've been more consistent at it now than when I first did this run, but yeah, it's still a thing that's kind of specific in a way, so it's always nice when it works out. I'm trying to jump over those fruits. It's actually possible to jump over both of them, but it's basically frame perfect. I've gotten it a couple of times, but yeah. Ideally for the speedrun you would want to have that, but it's a tough one to set up, really. Got some more penguins. This one we just jump over and then hit like that. Okay, we pick up that fruit, that's fine. So we're gonna do safety here. So there's bonus stages as well. I'm gonna do one of those bonus stages right now. You can actually get an extra life from it, which is not a bad thing since, you know, lives and continues are somewhat limited. And also it's a good excuse to hear some more of this awesome soundtrack. So, you know, especially for all of y'all. There we go. If you actually want to skip that star, you can jump off the right side of the platform. I found out some time ago. It's more likely that you get that star if you jump up from the left side of that platform. So just, yeah, always a nice thing to know. All right. And yeah, so there was some nice stuff right there. And now we sit in the boat and get eaten by a whale. Because video games. So now, as you would have expected, we are gonna be swimming in this level. Swimming through the whale's belly. We got some really chill music. So the soundtrack, if anything, is really good. We've got some fish and all that we have to avoid. The only thing that we're gonna pick up here fruit-wise is these 2 pineapples. It's exactly enough to get the bare minimum bonus at the very end of this level. So how this works is each tick basically represents 1/3 of a second. So if you get 3 ticks or 3 bars, basically, that adds up to 1 second. So you can imagine that if the more you save there, the more or the more time you have left on the bar still, or how should I explain this? The fewer time you have left on the bar, the fewer bonus you get, and therefore fewest amounts of bonus points, and that saves time. Also, I'm trying to take out these eels. Those are the only enemies that actually stay on screen. If you have multiple eels on screen, they will eventually cause lag, so that's kind of a thing that you want to avoid there. Yeah, this soundtrack is good. It's gonna be back later on as well. Right, so now we got this next boss, this octopus, and we have to avoid these sea urchins. But yeah, if you have the fully powered up weapon, this is a very quick boss fight. Most of the boss fights will be very quick this way. It will be a lot tougher if you lose a life and you have to kind of rebuild your power, because that's what happens. You don't get to keep it. And like I said, everything is a one-hit kill, so it's definitely a thing to watch out for. It's an easy game until it isn't, pretty much. Okay, now we get a vertical stage, which is always fun. This is typically one of the bigger run killers in this game, I would say, since you have these varying jump heights, and you basically try to get up here as quickly as possible, which is not always easy. So you have a normal jump, which you can just do by jumping up. You have this higher jump that you could do by running and jumping. You have this leap that you could do by holding down and jump. So that's like the biggest jump there. So ideally you would just utilize all of these jumps at certain moments in order to get to certain platforms. But there's some cool stuff you can do with that, especially in those levels like what you just saw. Okay, some more yeahs and everything. And flying dragon heads. And we got a skateboard once again. Always good stuff. Did a couple of things here. Small jump here. There we go. Here's actually a brief moment where I can actually take out those enemies above me to reduce lag. Because if I don't kill them, they will actually cause lag there. Those are the only ones that I actually have to defeat in order to avoid that. Pinocchio flashbacks. And of course, like in all good games, we have a minecart section just now. Let's see if we can get through here, because there's also blobs, which are always great, you know. Okay. Okay, that was still pretty good. That's the part that always scares me, really. If you find a good rhythm, then it's something you can work with, but other than that, it's definitely a bit of a scary level. But that went pretty well. You got those candles, those are... I don't find it scary by comparison. But yeah. Also, you can actually jump out of the minecart before you reach the end. I believe you can actually get to the orb a little bit faster than if you would have stayed in the minecart for that brief moment. Okay, now it's time for the Battletoads boss. This snake, I guess. The funny thing is you can already start hitting him, but it doesn't actually register damage until now. So you have to wait until that moment, really, before you start doing anything. And I think if you throw in a certain rhythm, you can take him out pretty quickly. This is usually the moment where I wind up killing the boss if I have the fully powered weapon. So, and with the boomerang, this is pretty quick work. So, all right, time for round 4. The only time you'll be hearing this music. It's a very chill reggae sounding tune. So more cat jams. Wait, why is this guy here? Oh god, I'm chased. Oh, that was good. That was weird, but stuff can happen. You still got there's not actually a lot of RNG in this game. It's just some of these enemies tend to appear in random places, so you have to be kind of watching out for that, I guess. Yeah, there you go. Also, there's ways to minimize the fruit pickups here as well. I think I picked up a couple of extra. I usually wind up with like a 4,500 bonus, I think. This was a little bit more. Oh well, that's fine. That's fine, still. I think you can also pick up one less even, but yeah. Okay, time for the second vertical stage. This is absolutely a run killer for all the reasons, really. This is a really... Well, okay, I was gonna say this is a really frightening level, and this totally showed it. At least it wasn't on PvP, so... wow, that one just snuck up on me like that. Let's try it again. You have to watch out now. At least there's a lot of opportunities here to grab all of the weapons, really, because they have a lot of items here on this hill, so that's good at least. But it is still a little bit frightening, and this is also a tricky part because even if you would get there like as quickly as possible, there's a chance that one of those dinosaur classes that fly in from above. They tend to be there, so you cannot see them, but they will be there. So you can get an off-screen. You can get killed by something off-screen, really. So it's very sneaky, but it happens. Anyway, yeah, we just did a belly flop into the water, and now we're gonna swim some more very chill tunes. Again, most of these fish I don't really have to take out, but you know. I could do it all the same, really. These eels are still the ones that I have to really keep in mind. So the fruit routing, I guess, is still the same here. We do pick up 2 pineapples, but we do pick up those 2 later on. Specifically these 2. That's exactly enough. It will give us like a 500 bonus once again. This is a bit trickier with the eels that I'm trying to take out here. There's that one that I usually tend to miss. It's okay though if there's one eel on screen. It's just you have to watch out for the bots it's sending off. The penguins there, Telio knows. Okay, time for this boss. It's a bit of a cheese fight. Especially with this weapon, you can just jump at a certain moment and make very quick work of it. If you don't have a fully powered up weapon, you can basically do the same thing, but it just takes a few rounds more to take down this boss. But yeah, especially in this case, it's still a pretty quick one. But yeah, it's time for the final round. Still a very scary round. I think almost every single round of this, or every single level here, is kind of frightening, because there's a lot of things here that can kill you. Like, you got penguins, even more penguins. I was a penguin. I usually have a setup for that where I do a jump and I try to hit a one penguin from the left whilst it's trying to go underneath me. But I missed that. The thing is, there's a certain checkpoint that you start off from if you die at a certain point in this level. That's really trolly in a way, because you can actually grab this hammer, but it's in front of one of those spear dudes, and it's really tough to actually it's really hard to grab that. Anyway, let's see if I can do this. Okay, let's make sure that was the thing. Funnily enough, I actually had this same thing happen in one of my practice runs yesterday, I think. So this still seems sort of familiar. Alright, at least we made it through this level. This next level can be pretty scary as well, because everything plays out in the dark, and for some reason there's these candles that don't seem to light up this level like at all, which is really strange. There's some weird logic involved, I think, but yeah. I think especially if you play this on like a CRT, it can be really hard to make out what's happening in this level, so you really have to dial up the contrast to even have a bit of an idea what's happening, but yeah. So now the downside is, since I don't have the fully powered up weapon, is I cannot instantly take out these enemies, so I have to play this a little bit safer. Normally I would just, well, almost fly through this level, I would say, but now I have to be a bit more cautious. But we'll get there, we'll get there. See, I think I need one more boomerang. Oh yeah, also there's spikes, because why not? It's this game. Oh my god. I was not careful enough. It's fine though, we'll try it again. Oh, this is fine. How do we do this? I guess we'll just jump over him. Oh my god, it's been a while since I've had this setup specifically. This is well, I mean, you never know with this game, so stuff always happens. It's a matter of knowing how to deal with things as well. There's a reason I kept the estimate as high as it is, because stuff can happen, and it does allow for, you know, just in case I wind up game overing. Game overs and continues and lives are rather limited, so yeah, the candle setup and all, it's weird, isn't it? It's weird. So let's see, I was gonna set up for a thing here. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do that now, since I don't have the weapon power required for that. This level starts with a lot of blobs, and this is a really scary start of the level. But there's a way to actually get through here that's really nice and quick. But yeah, if you don't have it, then you really have to play it a lot safer. These blobs are the most unpredictable enemies in the game, I find. But at least we got through there. Got a few more. There's actually 2 sections like that. But there you go, those are probably the worst parts of this level. Let's see how the rest goes. So this is... oh. I totally missed that. That was weird. I usually have to set up for that, but I just completely missed that jump there. That's fine. I think it basically resets the cycle as soon as you're far enough off screen, so that's still good enough, I guess. Let's see. That cycle too. Oh well. We'll get there. The most important thing is that we finish this level. You can actually, if you're quick enough, you can actually skip this platform cycle here and you can get through this even faster. In my current PB, that's actually one of the very few things that I didn't manage to get. So at the time when I got the world record back in November, that was one of the very few things that I missed. Recently, the world record actually got improved by the person who had it in the first place, who is none other than Lahok, who actually improved it by another a little over 10 seconds. So now the world record is 16:41, and my current best time is 16:54. So there's still some optimization in there. Okay, so this first phase, whilst I was talking, was happening. There's a couple of things a boss can do. And now this boss turns into something bigger. And now we have to basically break the platform. You can do this in 4 rounds, really. You basically have to wait long enough. And I'm standing in certain positions. And yeah, this is going to be the last one. Time is as soon as I have him drop here. And time. So yeah, there you go. Still sub 20. That's pretty nice. It's always nice to get a sub 20 in a marathon. Seeing how scary this game can be and all the shenanigans, that's pretty good. So now we get the end. For those who haven't seen it, in the beginning, Tina got petrified and got kidnapped, and we rescued her. And now we're on the beach, so it seems like we're waking up or something, and it's apparently a dream. So that's as much storyline as you would be able to derive from this game. But there you go, all's well. Thanks for GGs, everyone. Yeah, I must say, some stuff went pretty well. 4-2, yeah, I definitely had a bit of a rough going at 4-2, but it was still, we still got through there. Yeah, speaking of, what's up, Lahok? Yeah, Lahok recently got the world record back, I think like last week or something, so really optimized it further. So yeah, it's very close to the 16.3x now. So there's yeah, so there's how many people on the board? I think like 10 runners. A lot of the runs are actually in the like sub 18 range. If you don't die, it's definitely possible to get a lower 17 or high 16. But this is a scary run. A lot of stuff has to go well really in order to get a certain time. But yeah, I could definitely recommend picking this up if you want to play some fun and something for the SNES and all that. So yeah, thanks for watching, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed. This is always a fun run to show off, really, and I'm glad still got a sub 20. Let's see, what else do I have? I don't know. Yeah, I got one more run coming up on Thursday, which is gonna be Garfield County Acts, except for the Game Gear. I actually showed off the Genesis version a couple of years ago on Retrothon. And yeah, I figured I'd show off the Game Gear version this time around, so that will be on Thursday. Until then, there's gonna be a lot more cool runs coming up. Actually, up next, speaking of Super Adventure Island runners, we have Telio, who also has one of the 3 60-minute times in this game. And he's gonna be playing Goemon 2 for the Super Famicom, which is a really fun series, so I could definitely recommend checking that out. And yeah, until then, or until next time, I'll see you later for more. Enjoy, and have a good one. Take care.